Are you ready, Nick?
I'm ready.
Cool.
It's the PokéBears Podcast with Forrest and Nick, or Nick and Forrest. Let us know which order you prefer it in the comments or emails today. Hey, Forrest, how you doing?
I'm good, Nick. I'm good.
Good.
Awesome. I'm glad that you're addressing a problem inside of the opening song. That's interesting.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not a problem. It's just more of a curiosity.
Curiosity?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So let us know, Nick or Forrest, or Forrest and Nick.
I don't know which one I like better. They're both kind of the same.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're ready to talk about these 4 super exciting and diverse and really interesting, entertaining episodes of the Pokemon anime?
I'm ready to talk about some bland and very
unexciting.
Well, they're exciting because of how badly some of them come across.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ready to talk about those.
Okay. Well, let's get started with episode number 41.
Pikachu's Goodbye.
Oh shit! This was the last episode that Pikachu was ever in.
What? Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
Pikachu's Goodbye.
Goodbye. It's gone forever.
And now Ash has to use the rest of his team.
Yeah.
I think he kills himself in the next episode
because
he realized he can't battle with other Pokemon. He tries to bond with Squirtle, but Squirtle's just not having it, so he's like, okay.
And he tries to bond with Pidgeotto, but then he realizes Pidgeotto can't fight worth.
So then Brock becomes the main character of his own spin-off series, which I would watch. That seems like a really good show.
I feel like it would be one of those shows that'd be really great for 3 episodes, and then it would get canceled after about 8 episodes.
Probably, yeah.
And then they would do the Misty spin-off, which would last for 4 seasons, and you'd be like, what the hell? Why is it still going on?
All she does is hit her Psyduck!
Okay.
So let's talk about Pikachu's Goodbye and how Pikachu leaves forever.
He's gone out of the show. So this episode opens up almost immediately, I think, with them coming across all the Pikachu. Just in the middle of the forest. Before that
though, they reference a previous episode with the Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan! And then...
one of my most hated episodes.
Oh yeah, one of my most hated too.
Okay, good. We're on the same page.
So the episode they reference is a universally hated episode. Fantastic.
Excellent. And then he hits a tree like George of the Jungle. I'm like, man, I really wish I was watching George of the Jungle instead of this crap.
Wow. Tough words. Those are harsh words.
Oh, George of the Jungle is an amazing show.
Oh, you're talking about the show. I thought you were talking about the movies.
No, George of the Jungle sucks all around.
Oh, okay.
So let's just get that straight.
Let's get that straight.
All right.
Especially George of the Jungle 2. And the cartoon show that was on Cartoon Network was also even worse.
Really? Did they have another, because I know there was the original George of the Jungle cartoon.
There was?
Yeah.
When was that?
That was like one of those old Hanna-Barbera cartoons, I think.
Oh, I never saw that one.
Yeah.
That was one of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons I did not see.
Actually, I think it might have been a spin-off of Rocky and Bullwinkle and shit.
I know Disney
or it was one of those sub shows inside of it.
It might have been that.
You're really off track, man.
Welcome to podcast.
Ash and company get to this clearing full of Pikachu, and Nick was like, "Where the hell are they?" Because they're not in Viridian Forest.
No, not even.
And they're not right outside of the power plant.
No. They're somewhere between the single route of land of Fuchsia City and Cinnabar Island. That little strip of land that you jump twice, that's where they are. I don't remember finding Pikachu or 100 episodes worth of goddamn filler.
I don't remember that either, actually.
Closest thing I can remember is in Pokemon Yellow. If you have the special Pikachu from Pokemon Stadium, you can do a little Pikachu surfing minigame.
Oh, we didn't get a surfing minigame in this episode.
We did not.
Oh,
we did not.
Man.
I don't think we get that. I don't think we get that until.
No, the closest thing we get is Pikachu drowning.
Oh, yeah, that's true. In this episode, we do 2 Pikachu's drowning.
Yeah.
Being rescued not by Bulbasaur, which is usually the obvious choice, the go-to choice, which makes sense.
Which
it's
would make sense, yeah.
Or Squirtle even.
Pidgeotto, give that thing something to do besides just kind of.
See, Pikachu having to carry 2 Pikachus though, I think would make it too. Pikachu has never won a battle for us. How high is
That's
its
true.
attack stat that it can...
Yeah, what's its strength? It's at level
it's
like
low.
3. Yeah.
It's low.
I don't think there's no way it could have at least leveled up. Maybe one time over these 4 episodes, it might have leveled up.
Maybe. I'm going to give it level 12 at this point. Compared to Pikachu's 50, Charmander's 34.
Bulbasaur is like 36.
Bulbasaur's like 40-something,
Yeah.
probably.
Squirtle's probably like 20 because he hardly ever uses Squirtle. Poor thing.
And Butterfree's dead.
And Butterfree's no. Is that what
Don't you know what happens to Butterfrees when they reproduce?
When they mate?
Yeah, they die
Oh god.
immediately after. It's science.
That would make more sense with
If
science.
Ash had taken a biology course, he would know that 1, you can't just rush up to a crowd of Pikachus that are wild, and 2, the instant he let his Butterfree go was the instant he let his Butterfree die.
Oh Jesus.
But they don't teach you that in Pokemon Trainer School.
They do not. They only teach you type advantages and Pidgey's
And
special
status.
attack
And
stat.
status is, yeah.
Yep. Okay. So getting this a little bit more on the rails. Basically, in this episode, Pikachu finds a whole bunch of other Pikachu, and they start bonding and like being like a group of Pikachu, all happy and crap.
And I will give this episode credit. They did give it all the individual wild Pikachu's little scars and hair patches.
Yeah, they made him look different.
They made him look feral.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a nice touch. I don't know why they don't do that with other wild Pokemon.
Animation budget. You gotta pay someone to draw like individual Pokemon. Like
And it's only 1 episode's worth. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. During this episode, it's basically Pikachu bonding with the other Pikachu. And there was like one really cool moment of that when they were all singing like a little Pikachu song.
The Pikachu... I forgot
Yeah.
who went. It was really sophisticated for a bunch of wild mice.
Yeah. It wasn't as good as the Kangaskhan song.
Well, no, but the
Kangaskhan
Kangaskhan are like a social animal.
Yeah. But it was still pretty cool.
Pikachu. Nah, I can't remember it. It was.
Pikachu, Pikachu.
We'll find
good.
it.
Yeah.
It'll show up somehow.
It was good though.
It was.
It was good. And that was like this episode wasn't like void of good moments.
No.
By any means.
It's actually, as far as episodes go, kind of emotionally.
It was
up there.
emotionally driven.
Yeah.
Like it's an emotion. It's emotionally motivated, I should say. I don't know if I can say it's emotionally driven, but it's
not
emotionally
driven.
motivated.
Yeah.
It's not really driven. Nothing's really driving this. It feels very contrived. to me.
Speaking of the usual driving force, Team Rocket.
Oh god, yeah.
Aren't they after Ash's Pikachu specifically because that Pikachu has so much power?
Yeah, that's
more power than
that's
other
the
Pikachus?
that's the reason that they gave before. But now they're just like, oh look, a bunch of Pikachu. Let's just catch all of them.
It contradicts their
Yeah.
Previous.
Because otherwise, if they're just like, let's catch any Pikachu, then why not just stay over there and just start catching a bunch of Pikachu if that's what they want to do?
Hell, just catch one Pikachu if that's all you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, just a Pikachu. Like, it's not... I know they're rare and shit, but they're not, like, f***ing Mew.
You
Like,
got a colony
yeah.
of them.
There's a colony right
As long
here.
as you don't have a giant convoluted plan like making a rubber net
Yeah.
that can be bitten
That they can
through
be
by
bit
mice.
through.
Just take a Pokeball
and fucking catch a thing.
and catch a Pikachu. You got a little tiny Pikachu, probably level 2. By all means, it should be a Pichu, but that wasn't discovered yet.
Oh, man. Yeah, Team Rocket shows up. They try to catch Pikachu. They don't. Well, they have rubber net, so they're at least like they learn.
They're thinking.
They're thinking things through. But but they didn't make the net so strong that it can't just be bitten through by tiny mice.
That don't learn bite naturally.
That do not learn bite naturally.
Or at all, I think.
No, they do not. Or crunch or anything. I think the closest they get is nuzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Team Rocket blast off. Oh, Pikachu bites a hole in the Meowth balloon, and that's how...
That's how they blast off.
They blast off.
Rather than just shocking it.
Yep.
Oh, can I mention just a little tidbit? Just because I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I'm interested if you can point out the thing that I'm about to point out.
Brock, while they're
Yeah.
camping around and Pikachu's playing with the other Pikachus, says he's a good cook, and Misty agrees.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then we see Ash eating, and he's eating out of a can, and we see everyone else eating out of a can. And Misty's like, I wonder if it's because the vegetables around here are so tasty.
It's like, no, he just opened up a fucking can.
He just opened up a can, Misty.
He lit a fire and put the can
He didn't,
on fire.
take... And I refuse to believe that Brock, went out, got all the vegetables around, put them in cans, and then cooked them.
Is Misty so fucking stupid that Brock was like, these are fresh vegetables. Here you go.
Probably.
Opens up a can and Misty's like, oh, yeah.
Misty can't tell which Pokeball is which.
When sending out a Pokemon. Even better. I love this. Brock is like, I think it's the best thing in the world for Pikachu to be here with its own kind. It's like, Brock's
Ash!
like, Ash, leave your fucking Pikachu behind, Ash, or else you hate it.
This is for Charmander.
I couldn't have Charmander, Ash, so you can't be happy. Give away all of your Pokemon, Ash. No, even
you
better.
You let me have Charmander, Brock! You let me! I don't care. My own rational thought, I should have it anyway.
I want you to grow close to your Pokemon first, and then get rid of them. I want you to be torn apart. I want your heart to break, Ash.
So you, too, shall suffer. So Team Rocket gets blasted off.
Uh-huh. And then, after that... Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, and then Pikachu is all happy with Ash, and then Ash is like, Pikachu, Brock was goddamn right. It's for the best if you stay here.
And Pikachu's like, what the are you talking
And
about?
so then, this whole f***ing montage, this emotionally, fueled...
So contrived.
But, and then they're playing, this, the romantic, ballad of a song saying, we have to say goodbye through the thick and thin... I cannot do it justice, folks. You have to look this up.
There's two things I really want to point out about this, by the way, about this little montage. The first is that when it starts playing, we still have the subtitles on, and the subtitles say inaudible audio for this, even though you can clearly understand the song.
That might be Netflix's fault.
That might be Netflix's fault, but that was funny. The second thing, and this drove you nuts when I pointed it out to you, is if you look on the left side, I don't know if it's maybe just a big screen.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the big screen. It might just be the big screen. But if you look on the left side of the screen, there's a little. You can see where the filter ends, and
I have to imagine. It was only because we have the widescreen now.
It has to be. Otherwise, that is
someone should get fired.
It shouldn't be that hard to just put a little slip of paper over the animation as you're re-recording it.
just I don't know.
And just move it all the way to the edge of the screen.
Hey, at least they didn't try and shift it.
You see someone's hand just come up, just move it a little bit to the left.
A little bit of Doug Trio's. Doug Trio profile. It's trying to move the memory fade.
God damn it. You know what this whole episode felt like?
What did it feel like?
Because the very previous episode that they made was Snow Way Out, where they had that really genuinely emotional scene inside the cave. It felt like that episode got really good reviews or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, we should do more episodes like that, where it's really emotionally driven and everything. And so the producer's do that, and the writer's how? And they're I don't fucking know, just do it, man.
I would have to think, though, that, they don't write the episodes in a week. They just, animate them in a week. Or, I don't, oh, God.
I don't get what this episode, and I've kind of seen, this is one of those episodes that you kind of see, on PokéMemes and sometimes, where they're oh, it's such, an emotional episode, dude. And you're no, it's not.
No, it's not. It's emotional bullshit.
Yeah, they try to make it, but
they
it's not.
present you all this stuff. If Pikachu did leave, then yeah, I would love this episode.
Yeah, that would.
But
mean
it
something.
doesn't.
Yeah,
it means nothing.
Exactly.
This is a waste of 20 minutes.
It's contrived.
Oh, I'm changing my rating.
Nick is changing his rating completely. Wow. You just got really mad. Awesome.
I forgot how bad that was. I forgot.
No, it's very valid because like you go through this whole episode through all this like bullshit that they kind of set up, and it's just pointless. They're so obviously just trying to go for that like Nicholas Sparks like bare minimum emotional bullshit.
Let's make him cry tonight, fellas. Like, ugh.
It doesn't come from anything. There's there's no episodes around this episode to build up to it. There's nothing in this episode. This episode doesn't even build up to itself because you got the Team Rocket bullshit thrown in there halfway through.
And they're not even entertaining this one. They literally just do their most
just
generic
You know what? I'm changing
Team Rocket thing.
I'm changing my score too. Because they're just kind of there.
Yeah.
God, like
Before
when you think about it, when you really break it down, like it's just kind of aggravating.
Before we kill ourselves, how many Voltorbs do you give this, Forrest?
I'm giving it 1.5. The half being for like the genuinely good moments that are in there, and I lowered it down from 2 because my God, this felt so contrived and so like bullshitty. Like we're trying to make our audience like feel something, you know? It's just so fucking contrived.
So I originally, without actually thinking about it, like I had just seen the episode, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I wrote 2.5.
Yeah.
But then as like the other episodes were we watched in this session were happening, I'm like, you know what? It's a 2.
Yeah.
And then we just talked about it, and I realized that like it wasn't bad enough for me to laugh. There were no like outstandingly awesome moments.
There weren't. That's true.
Team Rocket did nothing other than just
be there.
Provide conflict.
They are like the second act structure of this show, and it's very aggravating most of the time because that's all it is.
And then they just pulled an emotional gut punch from you.
Just out of their ass, really, is where they pull it from.
So I'm giving it a 1.
Yeah,
I'm giving it a 1 because it's not bad quality, except for the one filter.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the only reason why I'm not giving it like a half Voltorb.
I mean,
it is a 1 Voltorb.
It's very like when you really break it down. This is a very aggravating episode, and when you're watching it, it's not as bad because it is watchable and it's sort of well paced. When you really think about it, like when you get to the fact that. And it'd be one thing if it was, like, elaborating on Ash and Pikachu's, like, special bond or whatever, but it doesn't. It doesn't. And you didn't even need a whole episode to do that, even if that's what it was doing. Because that's what the whole fucking show is about.
It's Ash and Pikachu's bond.
Yes, exactly.
As Ash will say in the 4th episode we're reviewing.
They have such a good bond. And yeah, in the 4th episode we have... That's all they need to say. And they're like, yep, all right, we're done.
Great.
All right, so that
was that.
So that was that. And we're not getting much higher from here.
No, we're not.
So episode 42, the Battling Eevee Brothers.
It kind of bugs me that it's BEB. I wanted it to be BBB.
What do you mean?
Like, I want it to be like the battling... I know Eevee isn't called this, but the Battling Beevee Brothers.
Oh, so that way it's like an alliteration?
Yeah, I want alliteration, man.
Or maybe like the excellent Eevee Energizer? Okay, maybe this is hard.
Yeah.
Maybe English is hard. Not as hard as Japanese, but...
What's the first word you said? Exciting?
Yeah, exciting.
The exciting Eevee entrepreneurs.
There we go. Exciting Eevee entrepreneurs. Alright, so the opening narrator says, as our heroes continue their journey, new adventures and Pokemon await.
Unusual Pokemon awaits. Unusual
Okay, alright, there
Pokemon.
we go. I was like, man, that is literally the vaguest way that he could have possibly opened. Especially
so it's a
considering...
Pokemon episode.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying, narrator. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, narrator. Considering the narrator is usually like, uh-oh, Ash is lost again.
Looks like he's gonna die.
Yeah, usually that's usually his attitude. That was a very disappointing, narrator. I am disappointed in you for the first time.
Ugh. You're so much capable of better.
I know. Alright, so Ash and company come across this Eevee that's been tied up and hidden underneath a hollowed out tree.
And by tied up, it's more like it's on a leash.
That's just kind of like hooked onto a piece
hooked
of
onto
bark
a
or
thing.
something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because tied up to me implies like it's been like tied up.
It's not tied to the fucking tree and can't move. No, it's just kind of...
And it's got like food and water.
Yeah. It's been left there by someone who is either abandoning it but kind of gives a shit, or they intend to come back.
Yeah. And I assume it's just the latter, because like you want to give them
You wouldn't keep
the
the
leash
collar
treatment.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't keep the collar on if you weren't planning on coming back, I wouldn't think.
But you know who does think? Is everyone else.
Yeah.
Our main heroes.
Our heroes
Take
the Pokemon. they take the Pokemon. They're even talking about like fucking evolving it themselves. It's
Misty
like,
just assumes she can evolve it into a Vaporeon.
Yeah, it's like, this is mine now.
Why? So you can hit it when it disappoints you? F*** off, Misty.
God forbid that poor thing, once attention comes out of his Pokeball once in a while, she will knock the shit out of it. No wonder Psyduck has a headache. It just wants love, and Missy's like, F*** off!
No!
You don't get my love, you get my fist! Which is what she said.
So then they notice, before Misty can continue her rampage of Pokemon abuse, they notice that the Eevee's wearing a collar
With an address.
in Stone Town.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, Stone Town, oh, that's a shame. Why didn't Brock just be a gym leader there? It seems like a perfect Brock type gym. Oh! Stone Town. As in
Everyone gets
Fire
stoned. Oh, right.
Stone. Oh, that too,
Everyone
maybe.
gets high.
But as in evolutionary stones.
Which, how many of them were there in Generation 1?
3.
3? Leaf Stone, Fire
No, 4.
Stone,
There were 4.
Thunderstone, Moonstone.
5. There were 5.
What's
And
the
there
other
were no more.
Thunderstone, Firestone, Waterstone, Leafstone, Moonstone. Oh,
Yeah.
right, 5.
So they're like walking through, and then they suddenly get to like this whole fancy mansion place, which is playing SS and music.
I didn't even notice.
I thought it was a nice little touch they had.
Yeah.
It's like very
This is
orchestrated.
this is the fancy place, therefore it gets the fancy music.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the SS Anne, or the Saint Anne.
And Saint Anne.
That's right. This little mansion where I guess I'm assuming that their parents are filthy rich. These 4 brothers.
I would hope so.
And they're having like a party where they just evolve a bunch of Pokemon.
Specifically, the stone-based
Yeah.
Pokemon, stone evolution-based Pokemon.
It's interesting that this entire town is centered around this one concept.
Of evolving Pokemon
Via stone.
via stone.
That's such an odd thing to base an entire town population on.
Well, that's because the stone has a heavy mineral deposit of those stones.
Ah, that's right. Like if you dig anywhere there, you will get.
Yeah, so like if you live in a lake, you're gonna have like a whole lake
right
themed.
I guess that could
town.
be a good way since they were sold in this generation. That would be a good way to get income.
It would be.
Them.
Yeah,
cool.
Just sell them to the Celadon Mart and be like, yeah,
man. There's your
major
your
belts.
supply.
Now why?
That's how they got their money. All right.
Yeah. Oh, boom. There we go. Now why only they got the money? I don't know.
The rest of the town.
That's some old ownership, some bullshit that they have to get into the economy of. Probably people's revolt will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to the great Karl Marx. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Eevee brothers will all die.
They come across the 3 brothers. I don't remember their names.
Pyro.
No, that was the name of the Eevees themselves.
No, that's the name of the brothers.
The brothers were named Pyro.
Pyro, Rainer, and whatever the Thunder dude is.
I'm gonna say Thunder.
I'm gonna call him Super Saiyan
Super Saiyan.
because he looks exactly like a Super Saiyan.
How about Super Saiyan Thunder? Too long of a name.
Yeah,
SS
Super Saiyan Thunder.
Super Saiyan Thunder.
So yeah, the Eevee brothers all introduce themselves and saying, my Jolteon's the best. No, my Vaporeon's the best. No, my Flareon's the best.
Yeah. This voice acting in this episode was not...
Recycled voice actors.
Well, yeah, exactly. But in all 4 of these episodes, the voice acting was not very good.
Oh, no.
With the exception of all the Pikachu in the other episode. I will give it that. But all the other voice actors in these 4 episodes were not good.
No.
And it's very, very obvious.
And the exception of Electabuzz.
That's true. But we'll get to that one. But it's very obvious that all three of these guys are played by either the same guy or three different people doing the same voice. One of the two. Because it's literally like, I love Jolteon. I love Vaporeon. I love Flareon.
And then you have Mikey with his equally obnoxious haircut.
Yeah.
Because, like, where the Eevee brothers have their voices, Mikey has his haircut. I thought it was so stupid. Mikey, we get it. You look like your Eevees.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think the Eevee brothers are naturally grew their hair like that? Or that they styled their hair? Okay.
They obviously styled them. Come on.
So,
let's be real.
The three Eevee brothers looked like little bitches before they evolved their... Okay.
Yeah, they start out as, like, the brown, like, Eevee-style haircuts.
Like the stupid bowl cut thing?
Yeah, and then when you decide what Eevee you want to have in the family, you change your hair to fit that.
Okay.
When we get into, like, the meat of this episode, there's actually... They kind of set up an interesting moral message in terms of, like... And there's kind of, like, two of them, almost. Where it's like... Mikey has this dilemma where he doesn't want
to evolve as Eevee because he just wants to be friends with it.
Right. He doesn't want to be forced to change too soon, which is interesting. And he's too scared to talk to his brothers about it, which is also interesting.
Because his brothers, to be fair, have only been like to him about it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it kind of presents like this interesting like dilemma of like, oh man, how do I talk to my brothers about the changes that like they're trying to thrust on
I haven't had puberty yet, guys.
I wanted to stay the same. I don't want to be forced to change. Let me live my own life.
By the way, the brothers keep like saying he needs to evolve as Eevee, so that way he'll win his first Pokemon battle.
Oh, that's total.
But what are they expecting his first Pokemon battle to be? Like against Team Rocket? Usually your first battle is like against a Caterpie or someone who is equally as weak as your Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be fine.
And if Mikey already has an Eevee, then he's gonna be okay.
And it's not like Eevee's a terrible Pokemon. Like
even base stats are pretty good.
Yeah, especially for Little Cup. But even aside from that, it's not bad.
Yeah. You give it its MC crystal, then it is banned. It is banned from Little Cup, I think.
I'm pretty sure you're right about that. Anyway. Team Rocket comes in. This is where Team Rocket comes in. And I was like, oh man, they're starting to present like moral questions and like, how do we actually solve these problems? What's gonna happen? How are they going to resolve this? And Team Rocket.
To be fair, we did see Team Rocket plotting to take all the evolved Pokemon, and this is one of the best James moments ever.
Yes. Because I guess we're really
hungry. Your smoke screen. He's just eating a goddamn pork chop or something. One of those ham on the legs.
We should just spare smoke screen, whatever. And while they're eating, I guess, Weezing spreads the smoke screen. I guess while they're still eating, they steal everyone's Pokemon, put them into cages, and take all the food. And manage to set up the mouth balloon to go up into the sky as a distraction.
They are pros at this. Remember, they are pros.
That was pretty impressive.
You see their incompetence, but they are wanted criminals.
That's true. They're such a mixed bag of competence and incompetence. So they figure out that all the Pokemon are gone. And Ash is like, all right, Pidgeotto, go find them. You can fly and see everything.
Yeah, and Pidgeotto does that. Yep. Good job, Pidgeotto.
Well, mostly because Horsey was leaving a trail of ink, which was smart.
By the way, you mentioned... Oh, I forgot Misty had Horsey.
Yeah. I don't even remember what episode she got it in.
Was
it in the Tentacle?
Yeah.
I thought so. Because I don't think we've seen it since then.
No, we haven't.
Am I right? Yeah.
We have not. Because Misty is just a terrible person who...
She only ever wants to use Starmie, but Psyduck is the only one that ever comes out.
Yeah, and all of her other Pokemon are useless on land. Because I guess the in-game mechanic of fish Pokemon floating doesn't work in the in the anime, which makes sense.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll give it that. But still though, Misty, calm your goddamn tits.
Alright. They find Team Rocket, and then Team Rocket, like, they kind of have to contend with Team Rocket in this episode for whatever reason. Team Rocket randomly decided that they're like the greatest thing ever, And they want to be
because they actually succeeded. They succeeded so well that they are now champion Team Rocket. They digivolved into champion level. Remember Digimon?
Yeah.
You had rookies and champions. Yeah. They stand up to them, and then Ash is about Ash is about to send out his Pikachu when the Eevee brothers are like, "Hold on a minute, they got our Eevee brother Eevee, dude. It's our responsibility." So the Eevees show off their each respective skills: Acid Armor, Thunderbolt, and
Pin
Fire
Missile
Spin.
for some reason.
Pin Missile.
And Fire Spin. And they're knocking out, they're beating Arbok and Weezing.
They've inflicted some damage, yeah.
Yeah. Then Arbok randomly,
instead of blasting off, Jesse's like, no! Ash is surprised, wait, what? And then Jesse, sends out Arbok to kill Jolteon.
Yeah,
and Weezing double teams,
Flareon and Vaporeon. Yeah, they knock them each out in one hit. We were looking, this was funny because we were both looking down at, our notes. Writing a different note.
And in the 3 seconds we were both doing that, the Eevee brothers lost.
Yeah, we were like, wait, what the just
talk
happened?
For bullshit, Eevee brothers. How are you going to win your, I don't know, probably at least 100th battle when you evolve your Pokemon? You.
Damn.
Goddamn hypocrisy.
I'm changing my score on this one too. This is some bullshit.
Meanwhile, while his brother's Pokemon are being beaten up, Mikey's making out with his Eevee.
Yeah, it's and the Eevee's just humping him. It's really stupid animation.
Yeah,
they did not take that.
That was poorly planned.
That was not true at all.
And
so he's like, "All right, Eevee, it's your turn. Rage Tackle Attack."
And that's how he wins. He surprises Team Rocket by combining 2 separate moves. And he blasts them into the air.
Rage Tackle.
Wait a minute! You have to rage first and then tackle! And that's only in the newer generations!
Oh, man. After that, they just are like, oh, okay, well, you and your Eevee love each other now, and that's cool, so I guess we'll just kind of back
Oh,
off,
Mikey,
whatever.
why didn't you just tell us that?
Oh, I don't know.
You were twice my height, and there's 3 of you.
And you guys were shoving the family tradition down my throat and that bullshit, and
Oh, wait, can we talk about how quick and passive the argument of Ash and Brock versus the 3 Eevee brothers were back at the mansion?
Yeah.
Well, you have your way of evolving, and we have ours.
Yeah.
Okay, Ash, shut up.
Because they're evolve.
They can't
Pikachu.
evolve otherwise.
Evolve your Vulpix, and they're no.
They still need to learn their respective moves, man. Not every Pokemon that evolves by stone is an Eevee.
Yeah. They don't get new moves. They run out of them quicker.
They run out of them completely, I think.
They do. Well, some Pokemon will
learn
an
a
additional
move.
Yeah, but it'll never be more than 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Unless it evolves into an entirely Glade. Into a completely
entirely
different,
separate Pokemon.
Yeah, a different
type
branch almost. So that was that episode. And how did you feel about it?
I gave it 2.
Yeah, I initially gave it 2.5, and then I was like, you know what, this thing does not deserve 2.5.
Nuh-uh.
There's just not enough content here for 2.5.
It's got content, just not
But there's not enough
substantial
going on. Yeah, there's not enough story happening. It's all because once Team Rocket shows up, it's just lazy writing, and I think it's even more aggravating because they set up this actual character between Mikey and his brothers, and it just kind of stops being a thing after the Team Rocket shows up.
I mean, Team Rocket helps illustrate the growth of Mikey.
They do, but that's not enough for me, and especially they could have. I say this all the time in this podcast, but they could have found another way to do that besides just Team Rocket battle.
What they should have had is they should have had the rival Johto family come up with an Umbreon. It's hey guys, oh you use stones, that's cute.
Yeah, actually it would have been even more interesting along those same lines. Why not have a battle? Why not have a battle between some of the trainers and Mikey has to prove himself in his Eevee to like his brother.
And Ash has to use his Pikachu
Yeah.
against Jolteon, yeah.
Yeah, something like anything really, anything to move the plot along that doesn't involve Team Rocket and their goddamn bullshit. So I gave it 2 Voltorbs.
How come Misty never mentioned that she obviously used the Water Stone?
I don't know.
Instead, she just actually hold
maybe
on.
she
I want.
catches-
Let me say something real quick.
Go for it.
I apologize, viewers. Stop changing your mind, Misty! Psyduck has feelings! Because I say this because the last time Psyduck was out, Misty was like all confident in it because of its psychic powers and it was useful to her, and she's a user, but whatever. And then the next time that Psyduck comes out in this episode, Misty's embarrassed by it again, completely disregarding its talent.
She is so fucking mean to her Psyduck. Like, it's funny, but it's also just like needlessly mean.
No,
Like, she's just a dick.
and Psyduck's cute. I love
Psyduck
Psyduck.
is so cute. I didn't believe you when you first said this, like, once we first were introduced to Psyduck. But yeah, I agree. Psyduck is one of the better parts of the show now.
Yeah, no, Psyduck's the best.
Like, every time Psyduck appears, I am happier as a person. It just brightens my day.
Because he's just goofy. He's like, yo, man, I am Psyduck.
And he just wants to be loved, and it's so cute. And Misty just wants to destroy Psyduck.
I can only achieve power through pain. Whoops. That's a pretty good character quirk.
Oh, man. No, that was a bull episode, too. And you know what? That was the one that I initially gave my highest score to.
Oh, no. So now they're all just tied?
Yep. Well, no, because I gave Pikachu's Goodbye a lower rating.
Oh,
so
but the rest of them are just tied.
I think so. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll change another score.
Ah.
Because I changed 2 out of 4 so far.
We're going 2 for 2.
Yeah. All right, episode 43, Wake Up Snorlax.
Let's see if we can change your mind on this one.
I don't know, man. I'm almost to the point where I'm like, fuck this episode.
I should have wrote down why he did it, but like...
What?
Oh, so Ash and the group come up to this hippie dude,
Yeah.
and the hippie dude's like, hey, I'll randomly play a song for you, but then ask you for food. And then Ash's face is like so simplistically drawn. It says, "Oh."
Yeah, I wrote that down too because Ash, like after he asked for food and they can't give me, he's like, "Oh well, whatever." And Ash is like, "Oh." And it's such like a weird moment that wasn't thought through at all.
Like they were trying to direct the voice actress, and she did the best she could.
Yes. That is a genuinely good voice actress outside of this moment.
And it's just so awkward. And I think the face though also just sells it.
Yeah, because it's not. It's just not connected with anything.
No, it almost looked like one of their weird Photoshop things that they do for like American TV.
Like, yeah, to put like English words.
But
on
I don't
it.
think it was. I
think it was just bad direction. Like they were like, okay, what do you want this moment to be? I don't know. Just how do you want me to draw his face? Just draw it.
He's sad.
He's or happy, whatever.
Or happy that he doesn't give food to a hippie. He might be happy.
And then they send in the voice actress like, okay, so what is this moment? Just say it.
Great.
All right, awesome. That was it. Good.
And then Team Rocket follows them, but like they happen to be behind them.
Yeah.
They also see the hippie dude, and they tell it like Meowth tells it like it is.
Meowth's face is really funny.
He's
like,
so pissed off. Like, what do you think you're doing?
What are you doing? Like,
what do you think you're? No, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. I'm not going to reward you.
Meowth is just pissed.
Justine and James are like upset too, but Meowth just sells it.
Yep. So the Action Company are really hungry. They get to this next town. I don't remember the name of the town.
It's generic town. It's
generic town.
We're stupid town.
We're stupid town. We don't see the town after like this opening, if you notice.
We don't.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think we do. Anyway, they get to the town and they're like, "Oh, we're so hungry," and they go to a bakery and they're out of bread and food, and they go to.
Why are they open? You close when you don't have food.
Tell that to my job.
I was just remembering that. You still have some food. And
we at least had sauce and like a noodle, so no. This store is completely out of food, but they're still open. And he's like, "Hey, can we have food?" And they're like, "Nah, we're out. Come back tomorrow, maybe."
The French dude's restaurant is closed though, because the Slowpoke is like the Slowpoke sign.
It says closed. I don't know why the guy was French. He's just trying to be like, "Oh, we don't have any food today."
Because first of all, he's Callosian.
Colossian.
That's the word I was looking for. He's Colossian, and there are way too many goddamn chefs in Kalos. So he made it to Kanto for his big French break.
Yep, and he just went into this nobody town.
Not unnamed town.
And it's out of food.
It's out of food.
Poor guy, actually.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for that guy. Let's follow his story around for a while.
I'd watch that.
So the mayor meets them.
And I wrote this down. Children, what's the matter? That guy has a good voice. I like his voice.
Yes.
Children, what's the matter? We have no food. Oh!
Oh, well, I have food at my house.
I have a whole goddamn storage shed of it.
I don't share with the rest of the town, but I have food.
I assume he does. He just doesn't share with the restaurants.
Okay, that's fair. So he gives them food. He lives in like a freaking mansion. How in a town this small do they have enough money for one person to have a mansion?
By mayor, they probably mean like Duke or something.
Maybe. Yeah. This we find out like randomly later in like a throwaway line that he's a mayor.
Mm-hmm. Like on their way out, he's like, "Thanks, mayor."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'm the mayor. Thanks.
Funny if he's like, "I'm actually not the mayor. I don't really have any legal authority."
No, my name's Mayor.
So they get to this. He tells them like this place has been out of food for like a month. We have no food.
Their river has run dry.
Even though everything in the town is still freaking green, like all the plants are still green.
They're green, but they're dried though.
But they're dry. They're dry green.
They're dry green. Like they're on the cusp of drying out.
It's still unusable. Anyway.
Ash is like, "Well, thanks for feeding us. We have to repay you. Let's go see what's up with the river."
So they follow this dead river.
Why hasn't anyone else gone up this river? If this is a problem they've had,
because they're like super fucking lazy, Nick. This is a town full of lazy ass motherfuckers.
But they have so many businesses though. Businesses that don't sell food.
So for a month, no one bothered to go to like the start of the river to see what was going on. What a stupid episode. So they crawl through like a bunch of vines at one point, and they get out to the other side where there's this like, I guess supposed to be like a pond or a spring or something. Mm-hmm. And it's empty, and there's just a Snorlax sitting there sleeping. And for like 15 minutes of this goddamn episode,
they're just trying to move it.
Trying to wake up or move this stupid Snorlax.
And so is Team Rocket, because they want the Snorlax.
Yep.
And Ash and company don't give a
They don't give a
They're like, hey, as long as it moved, then
which is important
sure.
to note, by the way, that they don't give a
now.
For now. So they spend so much time just trying to wake up this Snorlax.
Like using different tactics, like they try and catch it, but bullhorn, alarm clock, f***ing Prince Charming it.
Yeah, just a bucket of water. They spend like 4 minutes trying to think of a fucking Pokemon that's noble enough to wake up a Snorlax by kissing it.
Oh, great. So then Ash and Brock think of Misty's Horsey because, you know, it evolves into Kingdra later.
Therefore,
they don't know
it's
that.
a noble Pokemon.
So it's noble, and like, honestly, amongst the three of them, yeah, it's the most noble thing they got. Pidgeot, maybe, but it's a Pidgeotto right now.
I would almost argue that because of Bulbasaur's past, Bulbasaur might have been a little bit more of a noble Pokemon.
But would its category be noble?
Yeah, I'll grant
it's a
you
poison type. So then, as Misty fumbles through her bag, pulls out a random Pokeball, thinking, "I think this is Horsey," and then she throws it, and it's Psyduck, and she gets mad at Psyduck when it's her goddamn fault that she doesn't know which fucking Pokemon are in her goddamn Pokeballs. So she slaps Psyduck, and Psyduck is so f***ed up at this point that it takes it as a form of flattery and is blushing. So it kisses Snorlax because it's so enthusiastic about receiving attention, and it doesn't do shit.
Because why would that do something? The whole point of this 5-minute scene is that Jessie was like, oh yeah, in fairy tales, a handsome prince, a handsome noble prince will come along and kiss a sleeping beauty and she'll wake up. That was the entire premise of 5 minutes of trying to figure out a Pokemon to kiss awake a goddamn Snorlax.
The only kissing moves either put a Pokemon to sleep
or confuse
them.
And again, I have to stress that this is a 3 to 5 minute scene. Thrill in the Pokemon anime as we try to figure out what Pokemon can kiss another Pokemon.
And by the way, in case you're wondering, Team Rocket uses Meowth dressed up as a prince.
That doesn't work either, I don't think.
If anything, it poisons the Snorlax. Oh, but it does.
It makes it fart.
It makes it fart, and it moves, and it has one of those little hotel do not disturb things
underneath it. That's right. You are correct, sir.
So Meowth did something, as stupid as it was.
God. So at this point, they asked the Pokedex. I believe they asked the Pokedex. They're like, "How do you wake up a Snorlax?" They should have done 15 minutes ago.
They should have just done. That was the first thing they should have done.
And the Pokedex is like, oh yeah, you gotta use a Pokeflute. And they're like, oh, the hippie guy had a Pokeflute. So they go up to the hippie guy, and he's like, yeah, I got a Pokeflute.
Oh yeah, in fact, that's my Snorlax.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I should probably wake it up. Don't want to destroy the environment or anything.
What an irresponsible
come on, you're a hippie, dude. Be attuned with nature.
Yep, I'm changing my score on this one too.
Can we do all 4?
What the shit?
So he wakes up Snorlax. Snorlax does some yoga.
He's awake now, and he just kind of wanders off.
He eats the vines. Oh no, he wanders off. He wanders off, but the river is still clogged, which relieved a question I had, as in how did Snorlax get to the base of the river in order to block it if it was still a river? It wasn't a river. There were vines.
Yes. But how did the vines grow so fucking thick that it choked out a goddamn river?
The vines grew through the river. They got so heavy that they started catching things up flowing from the river.
Okay.
So that stuff dammed up the river.
Okay, good. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
We thought this out more than the show did.
So Ash and Company is like, oh. So what are we going to do with all these vines? We don't have fire Pokemon at all. Or things that can use cut. And
even though Bulbasaur did earlier to get them through the first set of vines.
That was a small batch of vines. This is huge. This is 900 pounds worth of vines. We know that because Snorlax starts eating them. Because apparently Snorlax with its canine teeth eats vines.
Yep. And this did lead to the best line of the whole episode, of all 4 of these episodes.
Oh, well, buddy, it looks like you had the munchies. And that's only funny because he's a hippie.
Yep. So obviously he's like, oh yeah, this Snorlax has been eating some brownies.
He's a normal and rock type because he's stoned.
Oh. Nice. Alright, and then at the end of the episode, Team Rocket randomly is walking by the guy again, I guess.
Oh, wait.
It looks like he's wearing a hat of Meow.
Wait. How could I have forgot? Okay, so Team Rocket and Ash are working together to lift the Snorlax. Yeah. But then for some reason, as soon as Ash and Company. Yeah, as soon as Ash and Company figure out you need the Pokeflute, they're like, "Fuck you, Team Rocket! We're gonna blast you off into space!"
With Pidgeotto, who launches through the balloon and shoots him away. Which was bullshit because they were fine with letting Team Rocket have Snorlax earlier.
Why change your mind all of a sudden?
Why'd you change your mind all of a sudden?
If you didn't want them to have the Snorlax, you shouldn't have, helped them.
Yeah.
You should have stood up to them in the first place, but no. They just do whatever's convenient to them.
Yes. They're awful. Ugh. All right, Nick, how many Voltorbs did you give this one?
I gave this 2 because as angry as it made me, it's at least the kind of anger that makes me feel good because it's like righteous anger, and it's not like it's like dumb. It doesn't emotionally rob you. It achieves a bunch of silly ways to try and move a giant Pokemon.
Yeah. I originally gave it 2. I changed it to 1.5 because we actually haven't hit a nothing episode in a little while, but this is a fucking nothing episode of Pokemon.
Because you thought this was the Snorlax that Ash catches, right?
Yeah, I did. But the entire plot of this episode is just, let's wake up the Snorlax. Give it an alarm clock, like bullhorn. Like that's most of the episode, and it's so stupid. And honestly, and I hate using this adjective when talking about either a movie or a book or a TV show or whatever. I hate using this word, but I'm going to use this word. It's so fucking boring. It is so boring. I mean, yes, there's a town that's like drying up, but we're not invested in it. There are no stakes. It's just.
But what about the mayor with his cool voice?
He had a whole ton of food. He had a whole storage facility. They're fine.
Can we also bring up the fact that this hippie appears to have like multiple Snorlax, and he just leaves them out in the wild?
Yeah.
To fuck up nature.
Yeah, and he even has like a little alarm that will go off that will say, "Oh, Snorlax number 7 needs to be woken up." What exactly is the point of that?
Just if you want to be their caretaker, just capture them.
Yeah, don't just be like, "Oh, I wake them up as like a side hobby."
Like, why? Who was paying you? Why didn't the town just like go to the hippie dude in the first place and be like, "Yo,
Why
dude,
did they follow the river in the first place?
Have you been catching up with your Snorlax?" "Oh, no, I'm a couple weeks late with it. Thank you for reminding me."
And granted, I know Snorlax weighs like 1,014 pounds, but an entire town full of people should be able to lift that much. Like, they should be able to move it.
But how would they get past the vines, Forrest?
Oh, that's true. There's vines in the way. Yep. What a conundrum. And this is only the second dumbest town that we experience in this podcast.
Number
4. Episode number 44, Showdown at Dark City.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
It starts off with attempted child murder.
That is true. That's pretty good. That's pretty cool.
That's always exciting.
They get to this place called Dark City.
And it's dark.
And everyone hates Pokemon trainers here. Which we find out is because all the Pokemon trainers are basically in a street gang war. And
they're like fighting it out.
Yeah.
Like physically as people. Pokemon are attacking people.
Yeah. And these little they start getting rocks thrown at Ash and Company get rocks thrown at them, and Ash is just like, "Pikachu, electrocute the shit out of them."
We will not have any of that shit.
And so Pikachu does, knocks these 3 kids off the fucking roof. They should be fucking dead.
But unfortunately, they land in hay.
Yeah,
it just happens to be there.
So lucky. They're so lucky. Like, he could have killed those people. They're just children.
And so then Ash is like, "Oh wait, you guys are kids. Why are you attacking everyone with rocks?" "'Cause fuck you, Pokemon trainer." "Well, I want to be the best Pokemon master," says Ash. Brock says, "I want to be the best Pokemon breeder." And
Misty's like, "I want to be the best at everything."
And never have I wanted to go into a TV more to slap someone than with that comment. Because at this point, I'm expecting her to hit her Psyduck. I'm expecting her to be a hypocritical bitch. I'm sorry. But then she has the gall to joke around and said, I'm going to be the best everything when I do nothing but complain.
Well,
people say they like Misty the best out of all of Ash's girl companions. I was actually in that boat for a while myself. But now I'm afraid of like how bad future episodes will be. Because I hate Misty. And if Misty was my favorite, then I can, and if that still holds true, I can only imagine the future episodes of what I've seen.
I've got so that, like, I hate her too, because she's just become such a bitch. Like, she's just, like, always, like, hating on her Psyduck and shit, and, like, never does anything, just complains all the time.
I hear Serena's cool, and from what I've seen in, like, promotional things, she looks cool, but...
I think what it is that, like, the voice actress who plays Misty is genuinely very, very good. And, like, that just increases her likability. I think that's what it has to be. Because, like, if she was played by a worse voice actress, she would be unbearable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she's getting to the point where she's even just completely more useless than usual.
She's mean-spirited.
Yeah.
And she doesn't do anything. She doesn't do anything. If they're in a fight, she lets Ash and Brock do everything.
Unless a water Pokemon is even mentioned, and then she's the star of the show.
God.
Yeah, it's becoming a little insufferable.
So anyway.
Brooding about how much we hate Misty for a second.
The three boys' dad comes up. And by the way, is he their dad? Because the boys look completely different.
Yeah,
we got a brown-haired, we got a black-haired, bowl cut, and then we have a blue-haired kid.
Yeah, he just, he's the town slut.
He's the town slut.
He has
all their moms are dead from the gang wars. So he has custody of them.
Right on. He introduces them to the idea that there's these two gangs in town who are trying to
the Yaz clan and the Kaz clan.
They're both trying to form Pokemon Gym. Yaz and Kaz. God.
I like the name Yaz because it's like Yaz.
Like even anytime they say in this episode, it's just like Yaz. It's the Yaz clan.
And I would give them official gym ownership just based on their name. I'm like, okay, yeah.
And
it doesn't matter that your Scyther is a bug flying type and everything else is a fighting. Sure, let's go with that.
Hey, man.
It's more consistent than the other gym.
The other gym just has it's all over the f***ing place.
It's got.
We'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there.
We got plenty of stuff to talk about with this one, man.
Oh, yeah. No.
This is great.
So while they're talking about like how there's gang wars, a gang war happens, and we see the gang wars. Like the Yaz Scyther straight up murders some Kaz trainers. Like they're in front of a building, and then the Scyther like is suddenly in front of them, and they are down. They are down, and the building behind them is slashed. That Scyther murdered.
Oh man! And then they kind of break up, I think, and they just kind of go away. Oh, but before then, inside the little, I guess like a little bar or whatever, Team Rocket appears and like disguise.
Yeah,
you forgot about this, yeah. And fucking Ash says, there's something familiar about them.
God damn it, Ash!
Really, Ash? A talking Meowth? A girl with long red hair and a guy with blue hair? There's something familiar about them?
Huh.
You only see them every fucking day! Damn it.
Damn it.
However, I do want to point out that there are little things in this episode that I really like. Like, literally little things.
Like Tom Ado and...
Well, specifically, there's... Ash and Pikachu do this interesting little bit where Ash is like, hey, Pikachu, put ketchup on my, like, whatever dish I'm eating. And Pikachu starts putting ketchup on it. He just puts a bunch of ketchup on it. And Ash has to, like, fight him for the ketchup bottle. And they're, like, doing this off-screen while they're just talking about mundane shit. I have a theory that someone else, like, they got a new guy to direct this episode, but he had to work with, like, this bullshit script and, like, hardly any budget, so that it's still, like, terrible quality, but he does, like...
He does what he can with it.
Exactly, because there's, like, little moments like that, like, sprinkled out throughout each episode, which kind of make it almost better. Ooh, changing your episode, your score for the better.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because it's all about the details.
It is. And little details like that actually made it a little bit easier to watch. And then they get, they want to go spy on these gangs, I think is the idea.
Oh,
but Misty's like, hey, we shouldn't be caught up with these with our real names, so let's give fake names.
Because there's a lady from the Yaz clan who is very cute, like, and we don't learn her name at all because, like...
And she never appears again.
But she's very unique, which is odd, because, like, usually people who are that unique looking and who Brock falls for show up more than once. But literally, not this time.
More than, like, literally one shot, I think.
Like, it's one shot, one scene.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, you guys are strong trainers. You want to head over to the Yaz clan and meet up with our gym leader to talk about killing the Kaz clan? And so Ash is like, I don't know. My name's Ad. And then Misty says, nah, Ash. We could have our reputations thrown away if we're as trainers, if we're associated with this
gangs, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, Misty, that's smart.
Yeah. Like, let's use fake names. So Ash is like, my name is Tom.
Ketchup.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Ketchup.
Tom Ado.
And Misty's like, Anchovy. And I'm like hiding my face in my hand.
And Misty's like upset at Ash for how bad his name is. and then she comes up with Anchovy. But then Brock comes with the best one.
Yes.
Caesar salad.
Like, that made that entire bit worth it.
I'm like, yes. Thank you, Brock.
Like, okay, great.
Thank you, Brock.
Because Brock, he's just like so like serious. Like, I'm Caesar salad.
And like they are initially about to refuse her, but because Brock's weakness for cute girls, he's like, "We'll do whatever you want."
Yep.
So then they end up following her because apparently Brock's the decision maker.
Evidently.
So they meet the Yaz guy, and he's like, "Uh-oh, you say they're strong, huh? Well, I'll send Scyther out." Scyther slashes at Pikachu,
who's still holding the ketchup bottle,
and it slashes Scyther in the eyes.
The ketchup is on his eyes, and all he can see red. And that makes him mad. For some reason, like, that was a thing in this episode where Electabuzz and Scyther both, if they saw red, they became mad.
Like the old bull theory.
Yeah, exactly. And they would just... Which would make more sense if this was a Tauros episode, but it's not.
Nah. It's because they could see colors.
Yeah. The little bit with, like, Pikachu, like, hugging the ketchup bottle
was so sad! Yeah. It's so sad over its dead like, ketchup.
Because... I don't know why Pikachu loved ketchup so much, but he was so genuinely heartfelt over it.
So the Scyther loses control because the guy sucks as a trainer and recalls Scyther. And he assumes that Ash is a strong trainer then.
Yeah.
Because of his own incompetence.
Funny, but stupid. And they send out a bunch of fighting-type Pokemon. I can't remember why. I think it was because Ash was like, oh, I don't want to actually be part of this gym. So they sent him all their fighting-type Pokemon to beat the out of Ash. Ash just kind of, like, walks underneath the fight cloud.
And they kind of just
escape. They just kind of leave.
So I guess Scyther knows Vacuum Wave? Is that the only fighting move he can learn?
Yes. I might be wrong, but I think that's the only fighting move it can learn.
At the time? Maybe.
Well, at the time, it couldn't learn anything.
Double Kick or something was a... TM.
No.
Because there was a bunch of stupid TMs back in the day.
Let me look this up.
Wow.
Scyther's learn set in Generation 1 kind of sucks.
Oh, yeah.
The only non-normal type moves it gets are Agility, Wing Attack, Toxic, and Rest.
It doesn't learn any bug moves?
No bug moves. Remember, bug moves were super duper rare in Generation 1.
Yeah, they were.
And none of them were involved slashing or anything. Let's see. Quick Attack, Leer, Focus Energy, Double Team, Slash, Sword Stance, Agility, Wing Attack, and then Sword Stance, Toxic, Takedown, Double Edge, Hyper Beam, Rage, Mimic, Double Team, Bide, Swift, Skull Bash, Rest, Substitute, and Cut. Wow. So it doesn't even really get anything that's like unique to it.
Nope.
Kind of sucks.
Just looks cool.
I love its design. It's one of my favorite designs of all Pokemon.
It's a dinosaur mantis.
Yes, it's awesome with fucking blades for arms. It's great. All right, so they leave. Ash divulges this information that they can only see that they when they see red. Scyther. And for some reason, Electabuzz as well. For some reason,
what a coincidence!
They share this trait really randomly that if they see red, they go berserk.
I'd like to think that Yaz and Kaz were like brothers or something, or friends, and they're like, hey man, do you hate red? Yeah, I hate red. Wait. Yeah, I hate red. Oh, we should have Pokemon that reflect our mutual distrust of Fred.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Glad I came up with it. Wait, I came up with it. And then they started fighting.
We forgot to mention how terrible the voice acting is throughout this episode, but in particular, Kaz?
The gym leader for Kaz.
His voice actor was like...
The sloppier Sylvester Stallone guy.
Yeah, it was... I can't even do it. I can't do it.
You guys are gonna be in a lot of trouble.
You almost there, but you gotta sound more like you just learned how to read.
You guys in a lot of trouble. And Electabuzz, go!
By the way, what Nick just did was not him just f***ing around. Electabuzz's actual cry in this episode is...
It is... Oh, what's the name of the fish people from the Phantom Menace?
The Jar Jar Binks...
Not Jar Jar... Well,
yes,
yeah, Jar Jar Binks, but the fat guy.
Yeah, Boss Nass?
Boss
They're
Nass.
all Boss Nasses.
That is Electabuzz.
It was... Every time that happened, I lost my shit. It was so goddamn funny. For all the wrong reasons, like it's stupid, but it's
the
so
saving
funny.
grace of this episode.
It really is. Well, that and the little moment sprinkled in.
Oh yeah. But it's one of them. It's one of them.
Anyway, Ash divulges the information about the color red to everyone else in town. They come up with this really super elaborate plan.
It is oddly elaborate how intricate everything is.
Yeah. For once, Ash has like a really kick-ass plan.
Ash, why don't you do this more often?
Yeah, you might be able to get rid of Team Rocket way earlier on in the day.
Like, if you see them, just do some of the magical strategic shit, man.
Yeah, man. Come on.
So then a battle ensues between Kaz and Yaz.
Yeah, the really stupid-looking battle,
And then we see Kaz's Pokemon, which are goddamn Kingler, fucking Raticate.
A Golem.
A Golem.
Rhydon.
And and then Electabuzz.
It's like there's no theme.
That's why you're not a gym. That's why you're not a gym. Yaz should be a gym just by default.
Which one had Hitmonchan was the other team because they at least had a fighting type as a central theme with like Primeape, Hitmonchan.
It was a Mankey.
A Mankey, okay. A Mankey, Hitmonchan, and a couple others that were actually fighting types. By the way, Hitmonchan punches like a goddamn bitch in this episode. He's like they had the wimpiest punch, like. Eh.
And the Mankey's just picking like bugs out of Golem.
Yes. Wait, weren't they on the same team?
No. No.
Okay.
The Golem was Kaz, the Mankey was Yaz.
Okay, great. And at one point, like, they're crowding around Scyther, I think. And they're just kind of, like, waving their arms around Scyther.
Scyther's using Detect. They can't attack him on that turn. So then he uses Sword Stance and destroys them.
It's like a Sailor Moon animation where he's like, Scyther, and then cuts the house in half.
That's what Sword Stance does, kids.
It cuts a house in half.
Don't forget about your status upping moves. Your stat upping moves.
Yeah, for real.
They will make you super strong.
Oh my god. And at one... I don't know what the triggering moment was for them, but Ash was like, all right, push these barrels of, I'm assuming ketchup, could be pig's blood.
I think it was red paint. Because of the way of its consistency.
Yeah.
Like, they found out through ketchup, but then they're like, oh, it's red. Great. You got paint. Fantastic.
Whatever red thing you have, just throw it on them. So they throw down these barrels of red paint onto the...
trainers.
Most of them, onto the trainers initially. But Scyther and Electabuzz also get it on, like, their top halves.
Mm-hmm. So then they start... So, it's first the trainers, because, like, they turn around and attack their own trainers instead of just attacking...
each other's trainers.
Because they're all covered in red.
This is also a really dangerous plan if you think about it, because since they just go ape over the color red, they could have just
Ash, people are gonna die with this plan.
This was not thought out.
So then they red paint Scyther and Electabuzz, and they knock each other out through. Yeah, they just slam into each other because they're dumb. I don't know.
And then they're gonna attack
Yaz and Kaz team up and say, "Hey, you want to help it? You want to kill this kid? Yeah!" And so they're about to, but then this little trench coat dude we've seen throughout the episode.
No! Don't forget first because Ash had put up a bunch of like lightning rods on all the buildings.
Yeah.
And Pikachu's Thunder Tag just goes Powerball, atomic nukes those motherfuckers.
Yeah, because he's like, yo, fucking science, bitches! Electrocutes 2 gangs. They're about to retaliate.
And Nash was like, nope. And then this trenchcoat person who's been kind of in the background throughout the episode doing like random dumb goofy stuff that was kind of funny.
Because they were mentioning a Pokemon League representative is supposed to be coming through town.
Mm-hmm. And they wanted to show off and like get into an official gym. It turns out it's a Nurse Joy.
Oh no! The person sends out a Chansey, and Brock's like, Nurse Chansey. That can only mean it's Nurse Joy.
It's Nurse Joy,
which is bullshit. Nurse Joys do not have exclusive rights to Chansey. Yes, they are a bitch to catch, but by damn it, if I want a Chansey, I should be allowed to have a Chansey. You can't segregate Pokemon.
I hear that, man. I hear that. There's a lot to discuss with this episode.
Yeah.
Because this episode has some shit in it.
Nurse Joy's like, no, none of you can beat gyms.
Because y'all are f***ing hoodlums.
And you suck at Pokemon training.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, well, since we suck, we'll rebuild the town, I guess.
Yeah.
And they start...
Good idea.
There's this one guy who's just like... He's like painting a single board, and he looks like high as a motherfucker.
I mean, what would you do if you were just supposed to paint a board? Pass the time, man.
They put the town together,
and the 3 boys are like, wow,
yeah.
You were such an inspiration. And she's like, oh, thanks, boys. F*** you, we're talking to Pikachu. Will you give us an autograph, Pikachu? And Pikachu's like, yeah, sure.
And Ash is like, looks like Pikachu's the real star of this show.
Which is a very rare moment of self-awareness for Ash.
Yep, at least he is self-aware now.
Yeah.
And Ash is like explaining like some kind of Pokemon. He's like trying to tell the gang
what Pokemon training's about.
Yeah, it's like the difference between Pokemon battling and Pokemon fighting.
And it's like nothing.
Yeah.
Ash is finding out.
And he's just kind of like talking himself into a corner.
It's not about. It's about winning, but it's not about beating your opponent. So it's like fighting then. No. I'm gonna say no.
It's Nurse Joy's fault. Nurse Joy's like, yeah, listen to Ash.
He's 10 years old. He knows what he's talking about.
Or Tom Ado.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Tom Ado seems to know what he's talking about, and Ash is like, sure.
Sure. Random guy from off the street.
And then that's the end of the episode. All right, Nick, what'd you think of this episode?
I originally gave it a 1.5 because of like. I actually don't know why I gave it a 1.5. I think it was just because I was like...
it's really, 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 really stupid.
It is really stupid. Like, the whole execution is stupid. But I'm raising it a whole point further, so 2.5. Because it is, as you mentioned, all the small moments.
Yeah. Like, the whoever directed this episode was like, let's just have, like, Pikachu and Ash do a bit for a little bit.
Yeah, and it's a good idea to have it for an episode. Like, hey, what do you do when you're not a gym yet? How do you deal with that? And
here's people who are doing things with Pokemon besides like the sportsmanship of it. They're using them as like tools and weapons, I guess.
And yeah, Team Rocket was in this episode,
but not by a lot.
Yeah, they were just kind of helping Kaz out for whatever reason.
And then they stayed in the background, which was super. That is like unheard of for Team Rocket to stay in the background while also still being in the episode. I
don't even remember what they did.
They didn't do anything outside of the initial. Them meeting them, they didn't really do anything until the very end, when they got kind of caught up in the electrocution with everyone else.
Damn.
Like, they were in the battle, but they weren't really part of it.
That is freaky.
Yeah. So this episode was dumb as fucking shit. But, like, it had its moments, you know? Like, if I was gonna give people a list of Pokemon episodes to watch, this would not be in it. But... talking about it was fun, but like it's so fucking stupid. I give it 2 Voltorbs, and
just there.
It's there.
Okay,
but it's dumb.
That's fair. That's fair.
Dumb.
Wow.
Whew, that was a hell of a batch.
So, Pokemon of the day.
Yep. Are you ready to pick a number there?
Yeah. What's the top number?
Going all the way down to 361.
Let's go with 5.
Okay, number 5. All right. Number 5 is Probopass.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
For a while, I hated this, but now I don't because I realized that it's kind of just silly.
What do you mean?
Isn't like I hated it at first because that is just like such a lazy evolution of like you take Nosepass, which is an Easter Island Pokemon, and then you just make it like ugly,
big
nose, give it a hat and mustache.
Mm-hmm.
And then over the years, I looked at it and I was like, well, it does look like Mario, and there are other islands that have the giant heads that it's also that Probopass is based on as well.
Mm-hmm.
And as a Rock Steel Pokemon, it is unique in the fact that it's like utility heavy. It's not all shieldy or tanky like Aggron or fucking goddamn Bastiodon.
Yeah, this is almost like the better version of Bastiodon.
Yeah, like I actually have a Probopass.
I do too.
First of all,
yeah, I think this is one of the few times we both have had the Pokemon of the day like as a already trained Pokemon.
I think the only other times were the starters.
Yeah, exactly. Because you definitely didn't have an Aromatisse.
I did not. I certainly did not.
So let's pull up his stat page here.
So I named mine Mario.
Nice.
As I mentioned earlier, as I may have hinted earlier. And I'm not sure, because I'm usually an offensive player, but with Probopass, it was one of the first ones I tried to use, like, defensively.
Mm-hmm.
So mine's got Toxic, Stealth Rock, Thunder Wave, and Power Gem.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
combination. So 2 statuses to, like, deal with whatever doesn't resist.
Set out Stealth
Rock to f*** up with everything else.
And then just, like, Power Gem until you're dead.
So that way I can't be taunted.
Yeah,
right
on.
Yeah.
Probopass's special attack stat is not the worst
special
attack.
At 100, mine's got a special attack of 204.
Yeah. At level 50, mine's got 132. It doesn't have perfect IVs. I trained this one before I started breeding for IVs. But it's not too far away. The max at level 50 is 139, and the max at level 100 is 273.
Oh yeah, my Probopass actually doesn't have perfect special attack IVs either.
Yeah.
I could breed it and use a Probopass.
Yeah, it's actually... So offensively, it's not that bad. Mine, I really love mine. I made it max special defense, max special attack.
Oh wait, yes it does have perfect special attack.
Oh,
Sorry,
nice.
I looked on the wrong screen.
Oh, that's okay. I made mine with max special defense, max special attack with Assault Vest. And, like, it just sits there, and it just, like, walls the shit out of special attacking Pokemon. Like, it can take a stab focus blast like a motherfucker, especially if Sandstorm happens to be up.
What about a stab dynamic punch?
Oh, no. Well, mine isn't a defensive.
Right.
Well, and even then, without any investment in defense and probably not very good IVs in defense, mine has a 160 defense at level 50.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's still not bad. And with its typing, I mean the typing isn't great, but it's still gonna over like flying types and normal types.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And so the moves mine has is Discharged, which is good because you can get a paralysis chance. Earth Power, Power Gem, and Flash Cannon. 2 of those special defense dropping chance. And Power Gem is just interesting because like it's one of only 2 special attacking
rock
special
types. Yeah,
rock type
Ancient
moves?
Power and Power Gem.
I think there's like one or 2 others that are both like signature moves of like Diancie or something.
Oh yeah, Diancie's got like
Diamond Storm.
Diamond
Storm. There might be even one other one, but I don't think there is.
If it is, it's another legendary.
Yeah,
signature.
exactly. And not many Pokemon could get Power Gem.
Which
sucks.
Only the niche types with like gems on their face.
Right. So Probopass does feel like an interesting like niche itself.
Yeah.
Because of that, like a Pokemon like a defensive, bulky, special attacking rock and steel Pokemon. Like I like it a lot actually.
Tell me another one that's not as ugly as Sin.
If only it wasn't ugly as Sin.
Tell me of another defensive rock steel Pokemon that's not as ugly as Sin.
Aggron.
You
That's
make
like,
evolve it to a pure steel, and it's more of an attacking.
Exactly.
It's more of a tank.
Exactly. Aggron's probably the better Pokemon, but in terms of like the rock and steel typing, you're not going to get much better than like Poképass anyway because of, and Poképass's defensive stats are pretty good.
Yeah.
Like they're fantastic actually. I think they're on par with, if not better than, Bastiodons.
And with its slow ass speed, if you put it in a Trick Room team,
Yeah.
you just be like, oh, haha, yeah, statuses.
Exactly. And I'm sure it gets, let me see actually before I say this. There it is. Yeah, it gets Rock Polish.
Oh, nice.
So, like, if you wanted to really screw over your opponent and be like, haha, here's a speedy Rock Polish set. Actually, Rock Polish and Thunder Wave with this Pokemon.
Oh.
That could f*** someone up.
You would have to take it out with, like, a Garchomp or something that's, like, fast.
And mine has Magnet Pull as its ability. I think its other main ability is Sturdy, and then also gets Sand Force. Which,
yeah.
And those are 3 pretty decent abilities. Magnet Pull is probably the weakest of those abilities, but...
If you're, like, super technical, it's good against steel types.
I like to trap in... almost the reason why I made this is I like to trap in Magnezones. And then just destroy them with Earth Power while it doesn't do shit to me. Because of Assault Vest and, like, a 200... something
it
base
can't
special defense.
kill me. It can't kill me.
Yep. So I like this Pokemon.
It's nice.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Random Pokemon topic of the week.
Yep.
You want to come up with one?
Why not? I'm thinking move animation.
Ooh. Okay.
Like as a very kind of like a very specific topic, but move animation throughout the generations. In Generation 1, the move animations were kind of shitty. If we're honest.
If any, all water moves were basically the same concept of, like, water sprouting.
Spout. Yeah, exactly.
All electric moves were...
A Thunderbolt.
Like Thunder Wave, which is like a 1. Thunderbolt.
Also, like, now they have backgrounds. They get to, like, sit on grass and...
Here's
you
grass.
can see the background. Yeah.
Oh, you're in a city? Great. Here's a little white circle thing.
Mm-hmm.
And 4th generation just, like, was the 2.0 version of that.
Yep. I will say, like, I didn't really care for a lot of the beam moves, like Hyper Beam and stuff in Generation 3 because they all just kind of looked like flashlights flashing at someone.
Wasn't, like, Hyper Beam, though, like, super cool, though?
Yeah.
That was the one that had, like, 3rd generation was the one where it had, like, the individual dots, too. With like, a beam and then dot spiral.
Yeah, like, it looked interesting, but I liked it much more in the earlier generations because, like...
Because the screen went black, and it was
like... Yeah, it was like a force of, like... Rah! In Generation 3...
Kamehameha.
Yeah, in Generation 3 it was like... Pew, pew. Generation 4, yeah, it was a little bit more involved.
The 2.0 version of 3.0.
The 2.0 version, exactly. And Generation 5, I feel like, was just super similar to Generation 4.
But the Pokemon would move, though. Like, if a Pokemon was asleep...
Yeah. In battle, they would move.
Yeah, and in battle, they would move, too.
I mean, it was limited. It was just, like, a little, like, gif of, like, animation, but it was cool. It was cool.
But, like, their eyes closed if they were asleep.
They glowed blue if they were frozen. Yeah. I really like the jump from Generation 4 to Generation 5 because the motion was... It got you more involved. In retrospect, it looks very pixelated.
Yeah, because it is pixelated.
Because it is pixelated. But it looks cool. I like it a lot.
And then... 6th generation.
6th generation is when it all changed. Like, there's not much more you can do after 6th generation.
That's when you can hold the Pokemon in your hands and see the moves happen.
Yep. They did it very smartly, too, with, like, every Pokemon has, like...
A set of moves, depending on what the move they're going to do
Exactly, and they have the move come out of a very specific spot, so they, like, have the head meet that spot for the Hyper Beam to come out of.
God damn it, Blastoise, though.
Yeah, I know! Blastoise is, like...
Why are you using your mouth? you have cannons!
You have a giant cannon on your back, and you're still using your forehead for, like, moves to come out. Come on!
That's not what your Mega Launcher is.
Yeah, Mega Launcher is your ability. Come on, man. But yeah, the moves in Generation 6 look outstanding. And Generation 7, they just look super similar. They just kind of tweak some of them, I think.
They did.
Like, Trick or Treat, is that the name of that move? That adds Ghost type to you?
Yeah, that is.
That one looks awesome now. Because it's like a little Halloween theme. Before it was just like a little ghost going into you, but now it's like a whole Halloween theme crap going on. It's cool. It's cool.
There's one move I'm thinking of that I actually liked more when it was first presented. It's Aura Sphere, because in 4th generation it was like this whole like a ball forms at the Pokemon,
Yeah. And
the
then
screen is
shoots
yellow, and it's like bam,
super fast, and then like hits them. Another one that I think, now they kind of like
it's like boom.
it's like almost
It is
almost
weaker
slower
now.
motion. Yeah, it almost looks slower motion. Another one I think doesn't look as cool now is Wake Up Slap, because in 4th generation
And 3rd generation is like bam,
yeah,
bam,
it's like bam, 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 and now it's like almost, because they just move it so much slower. Maybe because they wanted it to look less violent.
I mean, probably. With more realistic Pokemon to see an actual slap, I don't know, it might remind someone of a fucking ginger-headed bitch who abuses her damn Pokemon that's just trying to try! I'm talking about
Misty. Okay.
But, it's here and here or there.
I want to see an animation of like a Jinx or something using Wake Up Slap on poor Psyduck from 4th generation.
Oh, no.
When it was like all violent shit.
And it's modded so that way the Jinx has red hair.
Yep. Oh, man.
God.
Yeah. I love the Pokemon move animation is like what the Pokemon games, like, that's like the center of the game, so I'm glad that they've always been so unique.
Enthusiastic.
Yeah,
Or you could just turn battle animations off and just have...
That's dumb. That's dumb. I'm glad you can do that, but it's dumb. I don't know why people would.
If you do that now, does that include Z moves?
I have no idea. I don't think so, actually.
Yeah, Z moves. F***ing movie animations.
Oh, yeah. Holy crap. Those got super involved.
Yeah. Move animations. You get a whole, like, mini cutscene with Primarina's unique Z move.
When I first saw the Z move in game, I was like, oh, this is going to get really old really fast, isn't it? You know something?
Yeah.
It doesn't really. I think it depends.
If you're in the battle tree, it starts to get old, but that's when you're also not paying attention the entire time.
Exactly, yeah. But otherwise in game, like, you're usually invested in that moment that you're using the
It's
move
like,
anyway,
oh yeah, I'm using this, it's so badass. Haha.
And then it's funny when it, like, doesn't kill or doesn't do a lot of damage. Continental Crush would f***ing murder anything, by the way.
Dude, so many. The only Z move I think that wouldn't do really anything is the fairy one.
Twinkle something?
Twinkle Tackle.
Twinkle Tackle. There's a couple other ones, too, that don't look that bad. Primarina's doesn't seem like it would be that crazy.
Are you kidding me?
It's just a ball of water that pops.
No forest. No forest. It's a fucking mountain-sized ball of water. And if it moves towards you telekinetically, it then comes down on you with its crushing weight. And by the way, it stops part of the way through at your head. You will drown first. Then it submerges you. Then it explodes. You die in that scenario.
I think you die in most of these, to be honest.
So I'm just saying, don't sell Primarina, don't sell Oceanic Operetta short.
Okay, all right. My apologies.
No problem.
Yeah, Z moves are pretty good. I like that addition. That's animations.
That's it. That's movie animations, yeah.
Yeah. You have anything else to add, Nick, for this episode?
If I find you out there being mean to your Psyduck when it's just trying to impress you, I will end you. Good night, everybody.
Bye.